Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield. Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Back here where we need you. We got him on the spot. Welcome back. 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 We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. Welcome back, welcome back. Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Hi there. Hey, it's August 28th. August 28th. It's almost September. I guess these kids are coming back to school this week here, huh?
Yeah, or beginning of next week.
Yeah, I know. They said like on Wednesday. That's crazy. Anyway, on this day in 1649, the Italian city of Castro, I'm sorry, in case you didn't hear Peter coughing, the Italian city of Castro is completely destroyed by the forces of Pope Innocent X. Of course, the Pope Innocent said,
I'm innocent.
I didn't do it. For some reason, you're watching They'll Learn Ya with me, Michael Buster McMahon. I am Michael Buster McMahon, and I have a clear conscience. Or maybe I just have a bad memory.
Right.
Joining me is my pal and producer, Peter Cole. Say hello, Peter.
Hello, Peter.
He never makes the same mistake twice. He likes to do it at least 4 or 5 times just to make sure. Today on the show, cool stories about great songs. Plus, if we have time, we'll discuss the most plausible outcome of the crew of the famous ghost ship, the Mary Celeste. But we probably won't have time for that.
Hey.
So sit back and relax and remember, when faced with a difficult decision, flip a coin. Nope, I'm not advocating that you make the decision on chance. However, in the few seconds that coin is in the air, you'll reveal to yourself which outcome you're rooting for. Huh?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
You know who gave me that advice?
Who's that?
Herbert Fournier.
Who's that?
That's my teddy bear.
Gotcha.
Herbert Buttons Fournier. He came, and I'm like, that's
why I didn't know you didn't call him by his nickname.
yeah. Yeah, he doesn't like the name Herbert. He prefers Buttons.
Right? I've heard about Buttons.
Or Ursa Major, which I've never, ever called him that. He wants to be called Ursa Major. I'm like, no.
Today would be a day I should recut the bumps.
Why?
Hear my voice?
Oh.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it does. It does. Say,
Saturday mornings from 6 to 8.
yeah, listen to that.
Oh, look at that.
I don't know if my wife is listening, Karen, but can you say hello, Karen? In your
Hello, Karen.
Yeah, see, that's my wife hates it when she gets cold. I always try to make her say my name and stuff, and she won't because she does. She's got that.
You should record it.
She's got that Kim Carnes, that Kathleen Turner sexy voice. Oh, Kathleen Turner. You ever see the movie Body Heat?
Probably.
Yeah, she's naked in that. Anyway. All right, that's not what we do. We don't discuss which films Kathleen Turner appears naked in.
Only if you want to. It's your show.
That'd be an interesting. Maybe we'll do that next week.
You pulled some obscure songs this week.
Did I?
Yes.
All right. Well, I know the
I
first.
had to go looking.
Oh, really? Is that? Should I be proud or should I be embarrassed?
I don't know. I had to go looking.
All right. Do you have to go look for this one?
Yeah.
It was a top 40 hit. All right.
I know,
so this
but
song,
it didn't chart in the top 100, so I probably
it
didn't
did.
have it.
Went to the number 37.
No, in the 100 for the year.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, it did not. I'm doing this song as a public service because I think it was either last week or a couple weeks ago. I was talking about I had a problem with these lists that have been coming around, bands that are considered one-hit wonders. And they say, and I guess everyone has a different definition of a one-hit wonder. But they put like Captain and Tennille on there, which had two number one hits. By whatever definition, if you had two songs that went to number one, you were not a one-hit wonder. Some people say, well, I remember this song, so that they say, it's not a one-hit wonder. To me, my definition is if you had more than one song hit the top 40, you are not a one-hit wonder.
Right.
Okay? So this band had three, and people continued to put Katrina and the Waves on their list of hey, greatest one-hit wonder songs. Walking on Sunshine. In 1989, they had a song that went to number 16 called That's the Way. And from the same album, the follow-up single to Walking on Sunshine went to number 37. It was called Do You Want Crying? It's a catchy little number. So this is I wanted to start off the show by telling people who make these one-hit wonder lists to do a little research. That's all I'm asking. Okay? Here's Katrina and the Waves and the very catchy follow-up to their very catchy song, Walking on Sunshine. Here's Do You Want Crying? 89.5 WSKB.
Radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
I'm Ringo and I play the drums.
Well, I'm Paul and I play the bass.
I'm George and I play a guitar.
I'm John and I too play a guitar. Sometimes I play.
I don't think this is the right one.
And now for all of you youngsters you've been.
Nope, I don't think this is the right one.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a weird way to introduce a song by the Animals.
I wonder if they covered it.
Maybe. Yeah. So that Katrina and the Waves song was kind of catchy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't I have another version? What the hell's going on? Seriously, something's...
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, that song probably should have gone a little higher than 37. Wow. But Katrina had beautiful eyes. She really did. You ever get a good look at Katrina Liskanik's eyes? Very beautiful. She lived in Holyoke briefly.
Did she really?
She doesn't remember. She was like an Air Force brat, and her father was stationed over at Westover. And so she lived in Holyoke for about a year, but she says she has zero recollection of it. So that doesn't count as a Massachusetts artist. But her cousin, Kurt Liskanek, got a World Series ring with the Boston Red Sox. How about that for all this useless knowledge while I'm...
yeah, why is this not working?
I don't know. Do you want to skip the song and just...
Well, I don't know if I can find any other songs.
Yeah.
Like the all of a sudden nothing's working. It's Monday morning, you know, the usual.
Have you queued up the song in the next block? Is that possible? Can we just go to the next block, or have those songs not been put in yet?
I don't know. Something's wrong. Like, I can't find anything here. We're having technical difficulties, folks.
Do you can you talk and work at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm talking.
Did you have your fantasy football draft yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently, I got an A+.
Who grades that?
NFL Fantasy.
Weird.
They send an email to everybody, and I got an A+.
Wow. How many teams in the league?
I believe it's 10.
10. You believe it's 10? What?
I don't listen. It's a family league, and I just looked real quick, and I think they added more teams. Why is like nothing showing up? I should have more than 26 files for the animals. I had more than 26 files 5 seconds ago. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me restart the program because, you know.
Who'd you get in the first round?
I have no idea.
You don't remember who your first round pick of your fantasy draft is?
No.
You know, people are gonna be very mad if you end up winning the league. Can you name any player in your fantasy football?
Off the top of my head?
Yeah.
No, because yesterday I wasn't feeling well, and I drafted whilst sick and hacking my brains out. And so I have no idea who I even have on.
I'll tell you who's not impressed by your feat.
Who?
My buddy Tony Lapanese.
Why?
When we used to have a sports talk show, we did a fantasy draft with the 3 co-hosts and 9 regular listeners on who would call in. And apparently Tony had a heart attack during the draft.
Did he really?
He did. Later on in the draft, he was making some really weird picks and everything. And we're like, what the hell? And then later he went to the hospital because he didn't feel well. And they told me several hours earlier he had a small heart attack. And so Tony Lapanese would not be impressed by the fact that you drafted a team where didn't feel well because, he had a heart attack during his.
Hold on.
Okay.
This is not good.
So now you're the guy I trust to fix it. When I hear you say this isn't good, because a lot of times it's me going, oh my gosh, this isn't good that this isn't working. And you're like, yeah, no, don't worry about it. But now if you're the guy who says this isn't good, that's not good.
What the?
Is there any song that you could play right now?
Hold on.
Okay. I'm holding on.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Something's funky.
I ended up with Nick Chubb as my first-round draft pick, and I was very, very happy.
Somebody else got him, and I was kind of pissed.
Yeah, I think Nick Chubb is a fantastic first-round pick. I had pick number 7, and Nick Chubb had great years the past couple of years, and Kareem Hunt is no longer in Cleveland. They got Pierre Strong now. Some people didn't love this trade. I love this trade that the Patriots made the other day. They had more running backs.
I picked up Juju Smith-Schuster. I know that.
Okay.
And I picked up Ezekiel Elliott in the later rounds.
All right.
Because I have a feeling they're going to have a second life in New England.
Smith, but as long as as long as Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson is healthy, Elliott's usage, it may be, he may vulture some touchdowns. I could see him definitely being short yards. Stevenson wasn't the best in short yard situation. Elliott did not have a good year last year. However, he was very good still in short yardage situations. So I could see him if it's second and goal from the 2, then putting Elliott in there and you're getting. I could see Elliott getting double-digit touchdowns this year, but he'll not have like 800 yards rushing.
Yeah, I'm worried about touchdowns.
All right.
I think he's a good short yardage specialist, and they brought him in to mentor Stevenson.
So, yeah, the Patriots traded Pierre Strong because people are like, oh, that was a 4th-round pick, and you traded for somebody who was undrafted. I'm like, yeah, throw that out the window. So by your logic, if San Francisco traded their 7th-round pick last year, Brock Purdy, who turned out to be awesome, for a 4th-round pick, you would think San Francisco won that trade. For people who are complaining about this. Okay, we needed offensive linemen. They got, this offensive lineman was undrafted a couple years ago, but he looks somewhat the part. He's played left tackle and right tackle, and that's exactly what the Patriots need. I don't know how much of an upgrade he will be, but I am glad to have any offensive lineman in this room, especially once, you're looking at Ty Montgomery making the team as a running back. Pierre Strong was, 4th at best? And you have Kevin Harris and J.J. Taylor, who aren't really, much worse than Pierre Strong. So you dealt from a position of strength for a position of need.
Yep.
And I don't care that Pierre Strong was a 4th-round pick a couple years ago, or last year, and
All right.
traded him from undrafted player.
Here's my team.
Okay.
My starting quarterback is Joe Burrows.
Okay, good.
Joe Mixon is a running back.
Good.
Josh Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Kupp. Deebo Samuel.
So Cooper Kupp was probably your first-round pick.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Deebo Samuel.
Uh-huh.
Evan Ingram is my tight end.
Uh-huh.
Mike Evans is a spare wide receiver. Now on the bench, I got Geno Smith, Tyler Allgeier, Zeke Elliott, Chuba Hubbard, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Adam Thielen.
All right.
My kicker's Riley Patterson, and I got the Patriots somehow for defense.
Wow. Well, I wish you luck. It sounds like a 10-team league, but it could be a 12. But yeah, Cooper Kupp is probably definitely your first-round pick.
Let's see how many teams are in the league. Let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, it's a 12-team league. All right. Well, that sounds
so
like...
they added some people then.
It sounds like you have a good starting lineup. We have 18 rounds. We're 12 teams. And I wish we had 25 rounds. I could keep going all day.
I think looks like they added 2 teams because there's 2 names I don't recognize on here. So
how close are we to the music? Are we done for the day?
I think we're good.
Okay, you think we're good?
Yeah.
All right. So
I had to re-download the Animals because I don't have that song, but I know I have that song somewhere.
All right. So why don't we play the song and then we'll come back and then we'll tell you about it because we don't want to miss up the 2 things.
The flow, yeah.
Yeah, the flow. So okay. So
now thanks for covering.
Baby, do you understand me now?
sometimes I feel a little mad. But don't you know that no one alive can always be an angel? When things go wrong, I seem to be bad. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Baby, sometimes I'm so carefree with a joy that's hard to hide. And sometimes it seems that all I have to do is worry, and then you're bound to see my other side. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. If I seem edgy, I want you to know that I never mean to take it out on you. Life has its problems, and I get my share. And that's one thing I never mean to do, 'cause I love you. Oh, 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 baby, don't you know I'm human? I have thoughts like any other one. Sometimes I find myself alone regretting some foolish thing, some little sinful thing I've done. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Yes, I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Yes, I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Yes, I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be.
All right, so Horace Ott, he was a songwriter, and he married another songwriter. Basically, she was a composer, Gloria Caldwell. And they had a pretty big argument pretty early on in their marriage. And he just sat down and he started writing the song because he wanted to express that he was well-intentioned, but, his wife was misunderstanding him. So, a lot of married men, I think, or married people can certainly understand to that. And that's probably why one of the song reasons why the song became a hit. Contractually, he wasn't allowed to have his name on that record. So, do you know who he wrote as the songwriter?
Who?
Gloria, his wife. So she gets credit for it because, she inspired it. So that's kind of nice. She did learn to understand him because the couple stayed together. So
there you go.
Apparently, yes. Yeah. Do you like these this day in history things? Do you like
sure,
those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you don't like it, how could you hate it, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about what happened today in history. 2004. This is weird. A woman claims to be badly injured by Rick Springfield's butt when he ventures into the audience as part of his show in Syracuse, New York.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Her lawsuit becomes the butt of many jokes, but
did it get laughed out of court?
It turned out to be a real pain in the ass for the singer, let me tell you. The case isn't decided until 2015 when a jury rules in Springfield's favor. So,
of course. I would have thrown, if I was a judge, I would have thrown that out being, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah. But I don't know what her exact, did he gyrate and hit her glasses and cause the glass to go into her eye? I suppose that would be something that I would look into suing about, but I can't imagine he was trying to make contact with anybody in the audience when he went into it, because that sounds like a dangerous thing to do. But so this song was written by Sammy Hagar, and a lot of people were surprised to find that out because Sammy Hagar would do it in concert for himself, and Rick Springfield would do it. But at the time, Sammy Hagar, being the former lead singer of Montrose and a little bit of a solo career, the fans of Sammy Hagar at the time and the fans of Rick Springfield, they didn't enter. There wasn't a big one of those diagrams there with the circles. There wasn't much. There were two different types of fan bases, basically. So
yeah.
Some people were a little surprised to find out that Sammy Hagar wrote this, but it's a catchy little tune, and I've heard both versions. But since this day in history, involves Rick Springfield. Why don't we play the Rick Springfield version, which was also the much bigger hit? Here's I've Done Everything for You, 89.5 WSKB.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Well,
Don't you come back no more.
what you said?
Don't you come back no more.
I didn't understand
Don't
you.
you come back no more.
You can't mean that.
Don't you come back.
Oh, now, baby.
Yeah, I love that song. Ray Charles' friend, Percy Mayfield, wrote that. Now, Percy Mayfield, he was actually starting to have some success as a singer himself in the R&B genre, and he got into a very bad car accident, which pretty much ruined any chance of him touring again and everything. So he basically became a pretty prolific songwriter, including writing that one. As many of his compositions, Ray Charles did several of them. So
cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, not so much for him, but he was able to adapt to a situation and still made a living in the business that he loved. It's too bad with the car accident, but yeah. So now, you gotta sometimes, like when a song you hear like this song, it goes to stuck at number 2 for a long time. Picture the poor songs that were stuck at number 2 while like "Endless Love" by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross was like number 1 for like 8 weeks or whatever. Like you're not going to overcome that, right? That's tough. Like, what are you going to do? There's a song that is just slightly better, and your song is now number 2. So this song was at number 2 for 3 weeks. Now, what song blocked it out, you're asking? It's like, okay, so, all right, one song was better than your song. 3 different songs occupied number 1 when this song was number 2 for 3 weeks.
Leapfrogged.
That is tough. That, the bad timing that these 3 particular songs existed in the universe at the same time your song was going up the charts. I don't know how people feel about that. To me, as a singer, I would be very proud to have a number 1 song, and to just miss out by that much, and to have 3 different songs block it. That's rough. The 3 songs were The Hustle, One of These Nights by the Eagles, and Jive Talking by the Bee Gees. There was the 3 songs that kept it from going to number 1. That's tough.
That's crazy.
So now this song incorporated the backing of a large choir, which in reality, it was just the group. It was painstakingly built up from chord loops and everything. 256 vocal dubs were required to complete the harmonies behind this song. So you put all that you put all that work in, and you don't even get to go to number 1. Here's 10cc, and protesting too much. Here's I'm Not in Love, a 9.5 WSKB.
So don't forget it. It's just a silly phase I'm going through. And just because I call you up, don't get me wrong, don't think you got it made. I'm not in love, no, no. But then again, that doesn't mean you mean So don't you ask me to give it back. I know you know it doesn't mean that much to me. I'm not in love, no, no. Ooh, you wait a long time for me. Ooh, you wait a long time. I'm not in love. I'm not in
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Child talking,
Yeah. See what we did there, audience? We played one of the songs that kept I'm Not in Love out of number one.
There you go.
There you go. That's Jive Talking.
We could have done a triple play and played them all.
We could have.
Or quadruple play.
But then that's a lot of songs from the same year. Not that, I'm just saying we like to have a little bit of variety. So the rhythm, all right, so the Bee Gees were recording the album in Miami, main course. And to get to the studio, they had to go over the Bayonne Bay Bridge. And, it made a distinct sound as they were driving over it. And that became the beat of the song, Jive Talking. And they're like, hey, that would make a good beat for a song. And when they got to the studio, they started writing Jive Talking. Now, we have a bunch of Bee Gees stories where, sometimes they'll just sit down and write these 3-hit songs in like an afternoon.
Yeah.
That's like nuts.
Yeah.
That's,
They was a bit prolific.
Yeah, they were something. And I really wish I could have gotten to see them. That would have been a good. That's a good thing on the list where people say, oh, if you could have gone back to see anybody. Because I when I was first asked that question, I said, "Oh, the Beatles." And my friend who posed the question to me said, "Yeah, I know you think you want that, but think about that. You'd be surrounded by a bunch of 14-year-old girls screaming their head off. Would you want that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that doesn't sound as much fun." So then I said, "You know what? The Rat Pack." He's like, "Oh, that's a good answer."
Put me in a soundproof room and I'd watch it.
Well,
so
yeah,
you wouldn't have to hear the screaming.
But when you think about it, you would back then. Once in a while, I've said this before. That once in a while, teenage girls are right. They were right about the Beatles. They were right about Duran Duran. They're not right often, but once in a while, they get some things right.
They buy the records.
When they buy the records, yes. All right, so speaking of the Beatles, on this day in 1964, the Beatles smoked pot for the first time. And Bob Dylan gives it to them, and he is shocked that they've never tried it before. Now, of course, Bob Dylan took that. Everyone must get stoned, literally, right? He's out there giving pot out to everyone. And he's like, I don't understand that you guys have never done this before. It's like, well, no, we just never really had the opportunity. Well, why? Why did you think we did? It's like, well, on your song, I Want to Hold Your Hand, you keep saying, I get high, I get high. And like, no, the lyric is, I can't hide. He's like, oh. So on this day in 1964, in tribute, why don't we play that song? Here's the Beatles, and I Want to Hold Your Hand, and I Can't Hide. 89.5
SKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
I've always liked that song.
That's I think I'm pretty sure that song is making its debut on this show. I don't think we've ever played it before.
No, I used to play that all the time when I was DJing.
Yeah, it's a
90s.
catchy tune. It was a huge hit in just about every country in the globe. That's London Beat. The song came out in 1991. And what was weird, just a couple of years later, they were pretty much done. They could not get another hit. So they actually, this seems very desperate. 1995, they entered a contest, the Eurovision Song Contest. We've talked a couple times about songs that have won that. They entered into that. It's not really a contest for mainstream
Established
artists.
acts.
Yeah, and they wrote a song called "I'm Just Your Puppet on a String," and they didn't win. They got beat out by a rap group, and the single was released and only went to number 55 on the British singles chart. So yeah, they kind of. I don't know if they had another top 40 hit. I don't know if we can call them one-hit wonders, but
they had one good album.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a song, would you want to be? I would take being a one-hit wonder.
If you invested it properly, yes.
If frustrated enough, you hear about one-hit wonders who are sick of their one song and they're like, I got all these other songs, but nobody. When you're appearing someone, nobody wants to hear those. They want to hear your, like, if you don't do your big hit, people get mad. I would think it happened with Pat Benatar for a while. Like, she would go out and she'd like do her like jazz stuff, and people would be like, "We came to hear Hit Me With Your Best Shot and Heartbreaker, and that's what we came to hear." They need to advertise that. Like, if you're going to go see Linda Ronstadt, you never know what the hell you're going to get. You could get her 70s, stuff. She could show up with a mariachi band. You never know what you're going to get. They should preview that just so, fans
Maybe
don't get
do a
upset.
little bit of each.
Yeah. Say, hey, you know what? I don't think she was going to do the, we did see Linda Ronstadt once, and it was an enjoyable show. I saw her with America. I didn't think she was going to do the Mr. Plow song from Simpsons. Mr. Plow is a loser, and I think he is a boozer. I didn't think she was going to do that song. But
yeah, that's a minor.
Yeah,
song,
it was a Kirk commercial.
Like when I went to go see Queen with Paul Rogers, when Paul Rogers was fronting them.
Yeah, wow.
They did a set of Bad Company, then they did an acoustic set, and then they did a full Queen set.
Wow, what a great show! That
and there was no opening act.
That's got to be on your list of greatest concerts you've ever been to, I bet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a tie, because the tie was the first show of an Aerosmith tour at Mohegan. I think it was at Mohegan, and Lenny Kravitz was the opening act. I think I've told this story. Lenny's dad passed away like a week before, and he had just buried him, and they weren't sure if he was going to make the tour or not. And Aerosmith came out, Steven Tyler came out on stage before Lenny came out and said, we didn't think he was going to make it. We're going to let him go as long as he wants and let him work it out on stage.
Cool.
And he went an hour.
Wow.
And it was it was probably his best show ever.
Sometimes when you go to a concert and you're like, there's an opening act that you don't really care to see. Like, how about not hire an opening act and can you cut like $15 off the ticket or something?
That'll never happen.
I know. To this day, like when I saw Van Halen, I don't know who opened up because they came out and they were, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. And I'm like, hey, I don't know who that is. I suppose I could look it up to see who it was. But
when we were in high school, I never went to concerts. I only went when I was an adult.
Because, you were on budget. Well, I mean, you've probably always been on a budget restraint our whole lives. But
not even that. It's like I was more interested in the behind. I'd rather work it than go to it.
Because I remember I really wish I had gone. This was Journey back, with Steve Perry and everything. At the time, the concert tickets were unheard of, $40 a piece.
That was a lot of money back then.
Yeah, and I was 17 years old. I had a what?
You could fill your tank for $15.
And I had a job that was paying $3.50 an hour.
Yeah, minimum wage. When I worked at Cathedral, I remember when minimum wage went to $3.85 an hour.
Yeah.
We were all happy about it because we got a raise.
So I'm like, that's gonna, and generally I can go to a concert now by myself, but generally I wasn't going to go to the concert by myself. I probably would going to have to buy 2 tickets. I wish I'd gone, but hey, another. We have a birthday, so it's not. I guess this day in history, this guy was born. Now, this is a guy that I met, and which was kind of cool. Was like I didn't know who he was at first. I told the story about when I went to Vegas. I saw Jamie Hosmer's band. They have brass and they have guitars. It's this big band, and it was a fantastic show. And I said, "Oh yeah, Jamie, I'm going out there." He got me VIP seats for the show, and we're sitting next to this old man. He was kind of cool, and he was talking to us during the show and everything. And so the leader of this orchestra comes out and goes, "We're not the first band to come up with the idea of having guitars and keyboards with a brass section. I'd like to introduce in the audience tonight, a founding member of the band Chicago, Danny Serafine. Stand up." And the old man next to us stands up and he waves to the crowd. We're like, "Holy crap!" We've been sitting here with a member of the band Chicago this whole time talking to him, not knowing who he is.
He probably really enjoyed that.
Yeah. My wife thinks he was flirting with my sister.
There you go.
So it's his birthday. He was born today in 1948. So the video for this song and Hard to Say I'm Sorry were shot in the same day. Now, you're into the video stuff. You gotta know that's quite an accomplishment, shooting 2 videos in one day.
Yeah, and if you're doing a live switch video, which a lot of those are just performance videos, it's not super complicated, but you want to make sure you get everything right. And maybe they got lucky and the first take on the first song went swimmingly.
Maybe, but I know, the couple times we've shot, I've pitched sitcoms to networks. And it's an all-day affair filming all those scenes because you want to make sure you want to get each one right. And I get it, it's a 3-minute song, but still, 3-minute song. If it's a complicated video, you're shooting probably multiple takes from multiple.
Well, it
scenes
depends
and
on if you're live switching it, which means
I don't think so. I think these were videos.
Okay, if you're live switching it or if you're doing multiple camera angles, I wonder how much the editing took afterwards.
Wow. So here's one of the songs that were shot on that day. Here's "Love Me Tomorrow." This is a song that when I hear it, it gets stuck in my head. So we'll see if this one sticks in my head. Here's Chicago, 89.5 WSKB.
Said it's lonely here tonight. She's always sad when she's alone. She said, I need you here tonight. She couldn't wait till I get home. She loved me, and that's all. Part of my life, just a part I won't let go. And she said,
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Sure not a lyrics or something?
Kylie Minogue! All right, Peter, want to play the game? Did the song go number 1?
Yes.
No!
It did not?
No, you're not very good at that game. I went to number 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have probably guessed number 1, too.
It's hung around a lot. So.
Yeah, it was 2002. So now, actor Rupert Penry Jones was dating Kylie Minogue at the time, and but he was not really a big fan of her music. He was a fan of the person. So she's like, well, hey, I'm going to record my new song. Why don't you come down to the studio, and, we can grab lunch or whatever, and you can hear me sing the song, and my new song. My new song's really, really good. He's like, oh, okay. So he watches her recording it, and he hears the song, and afterwards she leaves the studio. She's like, "What do you think?" And he goes, "Eh." Yeah, they broke up pretty much soon after that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know if she was mad at him. I did that one time. I was in college. My on-again, off-again college girlfriend, she had done a presentation, and it wasn't that great. And she's, said, what'd you think of it? And I said, well, I kind of expected a little more out of you. I mean, you're very dynamic personality, and I expected, more of a dynamic presentation. It was kind of dull. And she was mad at me, maybe I could have sugarcoated it a little bit more. But I was like, I'm sorry. I thought we were at the point of our relationship where we could be 100% honest with each other. All right, if I was wrong, fine. It was fantastic. How about that? So, but we didn't break up over that. But
crazy. By the way, I was looking at tickets for your next act coming up. He's going to be opening for Metallica in 2024.
Wow.
If you wanted to get a seat in the lower bowl, not even on the field.
Oh, boy.
In the lower bowl, how much do you think you'd pay?
180.
How about 349?
Oh.
Per ticket. If you want to be on the field, it's 325.
You know what I'll do? Let me call Valerie. I bet you she can hook me up.
325 on the field.
All right. Should I call Valerie?
If you want to be in the snake pit, there's a snake pit in the middle of the stage. I don't know how much that cost. Oh, no, wait a minute. In the snake pit, standing room only. The stage is a circle around the snake pit.
Wow.
Take a guess.
That's $1,000, right?
$1,793 per ticket. In the upper bowl, it's $135.
Wow. I'll call his mom, Valerie. Let me see if she can hook me up. We should get Valerie Bertinelli on the show.
I keep telling you, man. You're the producer.
How old is she? She's got to be
in her 60s.
She's still cute.
Yeah, she just her cooking series just wrapped up.
Yeah, she's very.
Valerie.
You know what she is? She's very huggable.
Yeah.
I just want to give her a hug. But I've always wanted to give her a hug ever since I saw her on One Day at a Time. She's America's sweetheart. Yeah, we loved her. All right, so this is Wolfgang Van Halen. He had released an album. It was completed in 2018, but he held back on it to help care for his ailing father, Eddie. And he finally released it in June 2021, 9 months after Eddie Van Halen died of cancer. And Eddie got to hear the whole album, though. Every time a song was finished, Wolfgang would immediately send him a copy of it. And this was Eddie's favorite song on the album. But he said overall, he goes, it was just so great. My father was just so happy with my work and so proud of me. And it was
taking the mantle.
It was a nice feeling. Yeah. And it's kind of cool that he named his sort of backup band a Mammoth, which was Van Halen's original name. So that was a great little tribute and everything. But he said that, no, there's no chance of Van Halen ever really ever performing together again. I wouldn't be surprised if, hey, maybe there's a guest spot somewhere, maybe Alex Van Halen shows up at, one of his shows and sits in for a drum set or something like that.
Sure.
But, Van Halen is over with Eddie being gone and David Lee Roth saying he's completely retired, and Sammy Hagar, we still don't know how bitter that could be, So, but here's from Wolfie Van Halen. Here's "Think It Over" in 9.5 WSKB.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
The air conditioning kicked in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels nice. I was starting to get really, really warm, but this like during that song, the air conditioning kicked in, and I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, it's nice. That's the Hollies. Now, the Distant Light album, after it was finished, lead singer Alan Clark was like, you know what, guys, I'm done. See you later. Yeah, this was fun and everything, and that's great. Wish you guys luck, but I'm going to go off on my own for a little bit. So the album was out for a little while. It was about a year that the album was out that song was released and became a hit. And when it became a hit, guess what?
Yep, I'm back.
Alan Clark's like, yeah. You know what? I'm back. I think he smelled the money. So, yeah, that was short-lived. All right, so every week we play a song by a Massachusetts artist, and very, very rarely does Rick Ocasek write a song, anything personal about himself. A lot of people do that, but he never. He would observe other people, and when he wrote this song, he said, he saw something like situation going on, a guy that gets led around by the nose by a wild woman. So he wrote this song, and he let the bassist, Benjamin Orr, sing it. Now, the problem with the Cars, there's lots of bands. Fleetwood Mac. Okay, sometimes different people would take lead. Sometimes you get Lindsey Buckingham, sometimes you get Stevie Nicks, Christy McVie, and you could always tell. But the problem is Benjamin Orr and Rick Ocasek, they sound alike. In fact, I'm willing to bet a lot of casual Cars fans, like if I named 10 Cars fans, that they wouldn't go 10 for 10 on whether it was Rick or Ben singing.
Okay.
Do you think you'd be up for that challenge?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm not good at these things.
Here's an easy one. Did this song go number one?
No.
No, it didn't. Very good. You got one. Here's Benjamin Orr singing Let's Go. Here's the Cars, 89.5 WSKB.
She's making a play.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
When I first saw him standing there, I longed to speak but did not dare. Something inside whispered to me, you'd better move in carefully. And then he smiled and turned away. That told me all he could not say. That's when I knew he wanted me to. But I had to do some breaking through. He's so shy. He's so shy. That sweet little boy who caught my eye. He's so shy. He's so shy. And he's much too good to let get by. Oh, yes, he is. Now holding him gently through the night, nothing has ever felt so right. And I'm so glad I took the time that I had to take to make him mine. He can still do things to my heart, just like he did right from the start. Each time I see that quality that never stops attracting me. He's so shy, so good loving. He's so shy, he's really got me going. That sweet little boy who caught my eye. He's so shy. I'm so glad I got to know him. He's so shy, 'cause he's the one in a million that I'll love him till the day I die. Oh, yes, I do. He's so shy, that's why I love my baby. He's so shy, I know it's driving me crazy. That sweet little boy who caught my eye. I said he's so shy, took a long time to know him. He's so shy, and I'm so glad I got to show him that I love him till the day I die. Oh yeah, and he's so shy. He's so shy.
That song was originally written for Leo Sayer. It was supposed to be She's So Shy. But
I can see that.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out. And so the producer of the Pointer Sisters got it. And Anita Pointer was like, oh my gosh, I love this song so much. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do lead. I want to do lead. He's like, all right. We'll record it. And then after hearing the recording, the producer said, he's like, I want to try this with June doing the lead. And so Anita was a little perturbed by that. And the June one, I don't know what the Anita-led version sounded like, but there's no arguing with the result of that. That came out pretty good.
Yeah. Before you move on to the next thing, I have our self-help tip of the day.
Oh, okay.
It says, treat yourself like I-95 and never stop working on yourself, no matter how inconvenient it is for everyone else.
That's good. I like that. Where'd you get that?
A friend of mine posted
cool. Yeah, that's good.
He's probably on his commute. on 95.
Yeah. So it's very rare, okay? So Johnny Mathis recorded this, and it was not a hit. And so it's kind of rare that, somebody else could take something that Johnny Mathis failed at and turn it into something. But they got Al Wilson to sing this song, and they're like, hey, have you ever heard the Johnny Mathis version? No. All right, well, here, let's play it for you. That way you can hear what it's supposed to sound like. And he said, no, I don't want to hear what the other version sounds like.
He didn't have a hit with it.
Yeah, I want to, well, not so much that, but, he wanted to have his own spin, and he didn't want to be influenced by something. But, yeah, you're right. Like, it failed. If Johnny Mathis failed at doing it that way, no disrespect to Al Wilson, probably it wouldn't have worked. So Al Wilson had his own little spin on it, and it became a pretty big hit for him. Here's Show and Tell in 9.5 WSKB.
These are the eyes that never knew how to smile till you came into my life. And these are the arms that long to lock you inside every day and every night. Girl, and here is the soul of which you've taken control. Can't you see I'm trying to show love is right? Anywhere inside. And these are the lips that can't help calling your name in the middle of the night. Oh, and here is the man who needs to know where you stand. Don't you know I've done all I can? So decide.
Underwriting for WSKB's community radio programming is brought to you in part by R. Levesque Associates. They are offering landscape architecture, civil engineering, environmental permitting, and land surveying. RLA is a second-generation company devoted to excellence in the planning and design of outdoor spaces. On the web at rlaland.com or at 40 School Street in Westfield.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
I wore that album out, 1987, Bad Animals. I loved every single track on that album. I think it was, of all the great albums that came out in 87, I think that might have been my favorite album that came out in 87. All 10 songs on the album were very listenable, and you could just run the whole thing. And now, with CDs, you could really let the whole thing run. But before then, you had to stop and flip the record over.
Yeah, sure.
Halfway through. But there was a strategy back then of song placement. You wanted to lead off side 2 with a strong song. Now there is no side 2, so now that strategy. Just put them in any order you want. Boom, 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 boom. Put them in alphabetical order.
The worst thing that ever happened was the shuffle feature on a CD.
Yeah, although that was a nice surprise too, though, because you weren't quite sure what was coming next. So that was kind of interesting too.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Festa?
No, what's that?
Over Our Lady of Fatima, over in Ludlow.
I have not.
It's their parish festival.
Oh, sounds
it's
cool.
going on the 31st through September 4th.
Oh.
And they have some cool stuff. On Thursday, they have 3 bands for $3. Kingdom of Jones, Kitchen Jam, and Trailer Trash. On Friday, they have the Eagles Experience at 7. And Live and Let Die, the music of Paul McCartney. At 9:30. Saturday, they have a midway, so it's like a carnival. They have a band called The Great Escape at 7, fireworks at 9. And this must be Portuguese.
Probably.
A tribute to Roberto Leal. Sunday, Cardinal Sean O'Malley's coming out to do a mass from Boston.
Sounds cool. Are you going?
I might go.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about that song that we played there.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you were done.
No problem. I wasn't done. I
didn't know that.
So
I'm trying to pick up spots where I think you're all set.
The song, technically a remake. The songwriters made an album in 1983, and their band went absolutely nowhere, and they had no future as performers and everything. But they sold off 2 of the songs that were on their album that they wrote, Like a Virgin.
Wow.
And True Colors. And then they heard that the band Heart was looking for a power ballad, and they're like, "Hey, what about Alone? Why don't we send them Alone?"
Oh my God!
Yes, unbelievable. Huh? That's a catalog that those guys wrote.
Wow.
Billy Steinberg and Tom Kelly. I'm assuming it's not the Tom Kelly that managed the Minnesota Twins, because that would be really something.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Probably
so.
a different Tom Kelly. All right, so now this song, Luther Vandross was before he became a big solo star. He was an in-demand backup singer, and not only that, sometimes he helped compose and produce some of the songs. And he had this song that he was helping out with, and then he had the idea. He's like, wait a minute. All right, Irene, after you sing the song "Baby Remember My Name," what if we all went, remember, remember, remember?
Oh my God, that's like the trademark of the song.
Yeah, and that's what. And they tried it and they're like, wow, that's amazing. That sounds great. So that was Luther's contribution to this huge hit by Irene Cara. Here's Fame, 89.5 WSKB.
Baby, look at me and tell me what you see.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Corey Hart. Now, he had to do a recording session in London, and he just bought these very expensive Ray-Ban sunglasses. And while he was there, it rained like every day. He's like, I can't believe I spent all this money on these expensive sunglasses, and I can't even wear them. I might as well just wear them at night, for God's sakes, for all the good they're doing me.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, there you go. Became a very, very big hit for him. So, hey, today's the anniversary of the I Have a Dream speech. And this song incorporates some famous speeches from politicians in the song. And they naturally wanted to use that speech in the song. However, that speech is not in the public domain, so they couldn't use it. So instead, they used a speech from Malcolm X. Here's Living Color and Cult of Personality, 89.5 WSKB.
And during the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy, I'm the cult of personality, the cult of personality, the cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize, when a mirror speaks, the reflection lies. You won't have to follow me, only you can set me free.
In Living Color, they won the award, MTV Awards for Best Group Video, Best New Artist, and Best Stage Performance. But they were opening for the Rolling Stones at the time, so they couldn't go to the ceremony. So after they get off stage, Mick Jagger presented them with the awards. MTV must have flown them to them. And it was Mick Jagger who presented them with their awards backstage after their set.
Cool.
Pretty cool. That's
hey, I got a question for you.
All right, real
what
quick.
wrestler used that as their opening music?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh, you'll have to research that for next week.
All right. I won't remember that.
I'll remind you.
All right. So, hey, that's the show. Hopefully you learned something. I am Michael Buster McMahon. Drink your milk, look both ways before crossing the street, and never, ever give up your dreams. That's my pal and producer in there, Peter Cole. Say goodbye, Peter.
Goodbye, Peter.
We'd like to end with something fun, and I'd like to give a big thank you to our guest last week and author Angela Grout, who's been helping me edit and format properly my play Sanctuary Much and an episode of my 70s Private Eye series, P.I. and the Cat. They're going to be sent to New York to be in this big contest. And I feel very good about both of these scripts. I don't know if they'll win, but I think this is some of the best stuff I've done. So I want to thank Angela. And in tribute to P.I. and the Cat, my 70s TV show, I thought of the ultimate 70s Private Eye TV show. This was done by Mike Post. He also did the theme from the Hill Street Blues, Magnum P.I.
A zillion other things.
Yeah, he was.
Quantum Leap.
He was. Did he do Quantum Leap?
Yep.
Wow. So yeah, he did very well for himself. Here's Mike Post and the theme from the Rockford Files. We'll see you next week.